Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cairo. I know you've been waiting for this. I know you have. Tiny Bunny has been off my radar for a hot minute, but we're finally here doing it. And the reason I've been putting it off, I don't like the speaking. The constant speaking is just... it's pissing me off, so that's why I got this entire thing of water here. So, let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. So where were we? Episode 2, right at the beginning. Good. Time to play with you. What? What does that mean? Does that mean, like, the monsters are playing with me? Maybe it's, like, us playing together? Because I remember we were at the sleepover. Oh, wait, maybe new classmates. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates, who I always have trouble connecting with. I can't even remember if I had any voice. I don't. I don't know what I'll do for the voices. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Wait, no, it's a child. Wait. What would be a good voice for him? Whatever. Dad would usually drive me to my old school. But this morning, the bedroom of my parents was silent. Oh my god, this creaking. Did they sleep in? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. What? My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days, even when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams, even if far removed from reality. What the fuck? I silently sneaked out of my, to the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody. Especially the peacefully sleeping Olia. That's how you say her name? I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. Why don't you just grind it? Just go down here. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. The clock was spurring me on with its hand. What? What are you, like, mesmerized by it? I need to hurry. Faster, faster! I was too fast. So I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was burning out of the cracks between floorboards. I need to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hoppity like a frog jumping on molehills. Like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen. Bro, these sounds... By the way, I got a new headset if you couldn't tell, so everything is a lot louder. Shoved it down my throat and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up the scaffold towards a guillotine. My god, why? I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on two floorboards at the same time. Burnt to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. This, disgusting little snakes withered in my belly. The fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. This darkness never fully left the house around here. I took my time trying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into unnerving unknowns. I rubbed my glasses for a good good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glasses brought me any good fortune. Where am I going? The sky was akin to a giant bruise. I'm sorry, what? That doesn't make any sense. What? On the east side of it, a black cloud was swelling up. My god, these sounds. Hold on, I'm turning down the volume. Hold on. It licked up stars from the sky and distinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. Should I be worried about that? I think I should be. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life towards WS adventures, whatever the fuck that means. And tagged along with an old buddy pushing me in the back. Wide shadows that pined throughout covered a third of the cleaning. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in my coat's collar. Squeezing through the thin fire break, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. I actually can't hear my own voice. Hold on. Alright, that should be good. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. The snowy blanket ruffled under the feet, and the canopy of intern wind branches above my head cut me off from the already spared starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In the darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. What the fuck? What? That is such a weird thing to say. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle as their mouth. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest death. Then my parents would be walking around these parts, screaming my name. See, I think I have a very imaginative self, but holy shit, am I wrong. But the dead can't answer the living. Oh, hi, Grandma. Or can they? A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now. If it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravens like black dough. It felt like somebody jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeaking behind me. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger. As if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Trees' branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creak sounds of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. What are you talking about, mister? What are you talking about? You have to go to school. That's the reason you're up so early. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail will shrink. Clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the desperate wood bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's support bathed in the spring, tarry and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest, then snorted, trying to calm my breath. The thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, lifeless. The remaining parts of my commute lied through a snow-laden road, illustrated by sparse lamplight. This kind of looks like a suburb, actually. I don't know what you're talking about. It looks like a suburb to me. But what could be? I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game. What does that mean? The glossary. Tag. Tag apparently is the game where you need to be the first to proclaim I protected. Wait, what? No, wait, what the fuck? It's just in this case that protection was flimsy at best, with darkness withering outside its bounds. Then I noticed something remarkably eerie. In a place where the light from an included lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. I've never heard that word in my life. That doesn't look like a wolf. It looks like a person with like a fuzzy. It almost felt like it features the tiered light. Its unnatural pose instilled fear. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. Oh, hi. Kinda does look like a wolf now that I look at it. But the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into the snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here, between the forest and the dominant village? Will you say nothing, dummy? Cat got your tongue? Alright. I'll bite off your nose then. I'll teach you not to poke it in places it doesn't belong. The girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouettes. But I couldn't even reprimand myself from getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. Oh, it's a mask. Well, looks like a mask. From the cavia of her hood, a frighteningly real fox mask was staring straight at me. It's just her jaw weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask? It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. Oh my brother, this guy stinks. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face. I was just going to school and then you... What about it? Never seen a fox beat a dog? Aw, doggy. Does it have a name? We'll find out. And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday. Probably, maybe, possibly, perhaps. Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowering its ears, sniffing meow, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smell the bologna that I ate for breakfast. Yeah, I still don't know what that word is. I think I was confused last time. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore. Just weird. So, you didn't mean to, huh? What's your name? I'm Anton. And you? I'm not. She's weird. Definitely has a couple loose screws. Not like you're also thinking... Not like you're also extremely weird, Anton. Let's be honest here. You have zero way of looking at yourself, apparently. But she has a nice voice. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I stuttered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. Or peaked, but that doesn't look like peaked. The next time a police officer asked me about my friend at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. Do you live around here? In the village? The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard the hem on her coat lifted up. No, dummy. Foxes don't live in villages. Woman, I'm going to kill you someday. I know this is a bit, but goddamn. So you live in the forest then? Have you been living under a rock? It's obvious that fox can't live anywhere near humans, as long as they're foxes. So why are you here then? That's my question. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask. Papery mache with fur glued onto it. Why did I say mache like that? The dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks? Oh god, what the fuck? Sounds awful. He called it a gift from the bunny. Tiny Bunny! Oh ho ho! That's the name of the title! What did I get in my glossary? Alright. Treats from the bunny. The unpleasant, uneaten part of a business lunch. Or a treat especially brought for children. Oh, okay then. The stray strolled towards me with menacing, footsteps, with a plead look in its eyes. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry. Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning? Going to a costume party. You know she's gonna laugh at you and then be like, no, silly. Oh, hi. The girl shrugged, throws silvery snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, and dangerous. Oh, hi. A moment of hesitation, you'll be ripped to shreds. She tears you up and gulps you down without breaking a sweat. I couldn't help but just stand there as I stomp. Wow, I was... Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask. I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Sweet Did she say sweetie? I got embarrassed. I went right up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once when we went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur, was gray and shiny. But this girl was of fierce color and furry. Fury, I'm guessing. Just like in fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog treat stumbled upon some soft, crumbled objects. You'll see. The real beast will wake up soon. You should ask them where they got their human face. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my findings in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. The dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. Same here, buddy. I'm here with you. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know. So are you going to school? Oh my, you are a real dummy. Don't you get it? Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me. Actually, you know what? I kind of would get pissed off if somebody just kept mocking me. Calling me a dummy and all. I should have just moved along with paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog. Why are you so mean? Don't answer if you don't want to. It's not like I care. Still, something froze me in place, plugged me towards the dark figure. Mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just, languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I want her as people, watch fire burn. Oh, stop pouting. Look here. Zolka took a liking to you. Guess that's the dog. The dog was digging through snow with sharp movements, snorting loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house as its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light. And maybe someone else, too. I went red again, like a boiling crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped that the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking. And use that person. I waited, counting my heartbeat. The fox replied. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty pattern of someone's window. She was reading them like a glass book. I wondered what she can see if those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaw. A mitten. Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized that it was just my mitten. What, brother? Just say it's a mitten and move on. Maybe Mom snuffed it in there when I was asleep. A certain missing boy immediately came to mind. Hey, do you know anything about Volva? I imagine the scene, silhouette dancing in the clearing. The dance of the night when Volva had disappeared. A boy who then, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday, when our parents promised to take me and Olia to Disneyland in Paris. Why Paris specifically? Oh yeah, that's because it's in Russia. I keep forgetting. But instead of a long anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console. Visibly embarrassed, I was crying my eyes out, then demanding to take me to the promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big fight. My greediness shattered their relationship. If only I could fix everything, gather everybody I love, and take them to Disneyland. Amen, brother. On the night Volia had disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. It couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. The fox was sniffing me out. Oh, that got you worried. For yourself or for someone else? Olia, as soon as I thought about my sister, my chest tightened and cold sweat streamed down my spine. Well then, listen closely, boy named Anton. This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly. And I'm not in only tenant. The other beasts already know about you. Beware, we're coming again tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking. When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance. Macarena. Huh? Yeah, Macarena! Look at you. Your mouth is agape. And and Antusha. What? You saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right. Are you by any chance a dimwit? Nobody would let me go outside that late. Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death. Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses? I was also nearsighted once. Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter. Remember what do they call foxes? Cunning. My words seemed to hurt her. Hey, what did you... I'm sorry. Her laughter was akin to a jingling of pair of silver bells. Just pulling your leg. Of course you were cunning. If you're agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help you look for your vulva. Your vulva. There's a reason why you're doing it right. I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming. I know why children have been swarming our forest recently. Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff here. One day I saw a huge pile of candy once and I swarmed it into my jaw crammed. Pile of candy. I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time. Ooh, so wary. Well, will you say this time to this then? Oh, a bunch of candy. She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold at markets or in kiosks. I'm guessing that's another form of market. I don't know. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper amongst the tasty treasure. A familiar name on it. Herbo. The triangular fox face poked her nose towards me. Take some. My pockets are full of these. I'll take them. Why not? Why not? I accept the treat and catching a whiff of the girl's smell. Fur, fireworks, and citrus. The smell of holidays. What holidays have you been doing? Where is citrus in all of this? My fingers tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma entered my nostril. And something else. Something unfamiliar but pleasant. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. Oops. I stared, moving my molar, chewing the gum. It tasted like your usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. Couldn't believe my luck after opening the insert. Well, I know what the insert is. I looked at a Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and hence undesirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. My heart skipped a beat. I barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned. This is... Now do you see what can be found in the forest? Still, I wouldn't go there alone if I were you. You get a flustered over simple bubblegum after all. Imagine what would happen if you find a travel case worth of these. It'll surely blow your mind. Usual treats, just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag, as if I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't have answered anyways, or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more unsure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl. What if Vova was also found a snow pile of sweets and is now rolling in it? Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest? He must be so cold without his second mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches. Or what if something happened to him along the way? Something terrible. The forest reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her green eyes. Wild beasts? You find that scary? Well, I don't know. He doesn't know. Oh my, have I befriended a dunce? I did like being called a dunce, or I didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice. My grades are good. Really now? Will you come with me, good grades Anton? We'll find your vulva and you'll be able to ask him what he found deep in the forest. As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest. You'll see. Worms of worry withered in my belly. Better run, whispered my mind. I don't believe you. Do you take me for a liar? Whatever, you're just like everybody else. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuinely about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. The gum felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me. Please don't get mad. Foxes can also be nice. Like in fairy tales. I just need to know what kind of fox you are. The fuck? The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in the hands. Then follow me into the forest. And you'll get to know me. Oh, shit. But not right now. When it gets bright, I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing. I don't want you to get a stroke. Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I learned in trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me. Well, if we're going in the same direction, we went towards the school and the lost dawn. Here and there, the light came on in the windows of the houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signals. Silhouettes lurking behind curtains, dogs let us out, occasionally barks. Spiritual gray smoke rose from chimneys. TVs bustled and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber while carefully treading the snow wheel trails. I walked in the left one and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. What do you mean? Which way, though? I accepted the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy into. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence. So what's your name? Here it comes. Names, names, names. You people always need to put labels on everything. What name would you give to a fox like me? I don't know, but I've read about Elisa the fox. You know what? I don't mind. I'll be Elisa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. Oh, a lot of smokers. We got one here. Probably these two smoke as well. The school's outline was already in our sight. A giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights at its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistle tore up the silence. I went here with Mom when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at the time. Empty corridors that smelled of polished, puffy snow outside. The second time I came along to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridors with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance, and track pants and wool capes perched on their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last of hope for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and the teeth yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the clouds winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion. I'll wait for you at the backyard after school, near the hanged man. Oh, okay then. Near what? He just ignored my question. Don't be late. I hesitated. Blowing hot and cold again, Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Thinking about Mom helped me reply. I'm going straight home after school. Well, Asha, I'm going to let you off the hook. But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off as easily. Remember my words. What? Huh? That didn't seem like a human mouth to me, did it? The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. A huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran towards the spring. Oh no! Why? Who did that? The darkness devoured it. The fox girl is also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into the frosty air. Was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped and swallowed the gum. Unlucky. After taking a deep breath, I went towards the school, towards the cutlet and dough, towards the light raining down onto the snow. Finally, I get to actually do something. What a weird scenario. I did not think this game would take this turn, but whatever. Let's enter the school. I could hear muffled voices behind the doors. I saw blinking lamps. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely lost spaceship. Oh, the board. Alright. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Everybody was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it, glued to the left the notice board, which is Volva. We don't have to read this. A missing child? Volva? His name is. I don't even want to read this. Alright, on that grainy painting, Volva looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelled deep in the forest, invaded his pores and manipulated his face? A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the hollowing wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced my soul as if pleasing. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window. Took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filled up with children in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhythm. Hey, actual Russian. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tastes meal prepared. I turned my head towards them, trying to get a better look at their features. But then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like minotaur hooves. Oh, she looks nigh. She looks fucking like devious. The girl was trailing her every step. She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way and whispering some secrets in her friends' ears. She was probably a class rep, since she was carrying an attendance register book. At Ekaterina. I don't know what the fuck that name is. Take this, please. The teacher opened the classroom door and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and Who are you? Who are you? Why have you just appeared on my screen? Out of all of them, a tall, redhead fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. That's disrespectful. That is really disrespectful to my man. A bad feeling risen up the hairs of my back and on my head. Why do they stare at me, by the way? They just like glare at me. How is nobody paying you attention, yet they're just glaring at you? I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, crackling laughter. The girl who was a smaller... She just disappeared. She did like a magic trick. The girl who was a smaller copy of the teacher warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron! Ah. The boy flew headfirst, flaying his hands, trying to keep his balance. See, not only do you have the most British teeth ever, but you kind of are a fucking pomegranate. I don't know. You seem like an asshole. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty crackle. Their laughter sounded like somebody was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom snuck all of the kids, and the corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill, but you have to go to your class or whatever. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, withering like fluorescent fish in the Black Sea. Maybe I could still run away, go outside, dissolve in the dark. I imagine myself running through snow. How it sneaks under my boots and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. The ringer's trill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window and with great effort, then took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm myself down, my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. Was it 204? Oh, it might be. Okay, I got some famous people up there. Like Rasputin. Rasputin. That's all I recognized. The prime teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pine rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages. Your last name? Petrov. Huh? What are you mumbling there? Say it clearer. Petrov. You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare as if trying to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy face observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. Are you sure? I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fist so hard my knuckles became white. They told me to come to the classroom 204 to ask for Lillian Pavlovna, class 6C. Apparently everyone in the classroom took my word for some sort of joke because they were all laughing. What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks from a better occasion. Why do we hire so many interns? They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips. But when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything. How did they send you here without any proper paperwork, huh? We've had the same thing happen so many times already. Wait here, I'll be back. After I have a little chat with them. The teacher flew past, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the class, like a convict in front of a firing squad. I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Oh, what? Whoa, the transition, goddamn. Once again, I imagine running far away from this place. Fighting the claw winds, soaring high above the pines in one long jump. With the wind in my back as my companion. The eyes of the future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom. Wipe the board. It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here. Hey, Four Eye. Are you not only blind, but also deaf? I said, wipe the board. What? My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed from the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the power that be. And what should I do with you now? Where will you sit? Oh well, you can sit with Theomo, I guess. He's alone anyways. No way. The fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him and... What are you, like a 5-year-old? Brother, I'm just gonna push your backpack out the way. What the fuck? Are you back to your old tricks? Should I call your grandma here again? The classroom went silent. And what's she gonna do? Are we the one to do something if she doesn't? Put away your backpack now. Semyon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall. Okay, so it's not Rasputin. Well, actually, maybe. I need to do something to resolve this somehow to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me. I sit in the last row. I think there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Semyon, then back at me. Fine, go there for now. And you, barbarian, whatever. I'll have a talking with you later. Come to me after class. You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Semyon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tips of his nose, ripe for the taking. Dude, he has definitely got some insecurities. Main man's definitely... He has some insecurity in there. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everybody. I took my seat at the back at the class table where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats. Class was ready to start. Now this is settled, let's start the class. Today's theme is traditions of Russian and international literature in Dostoevsky's Don't Lie. Oh, look at how ugly he is. Look at how ugly this son of a bitch is. Like bro. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, months of bullying. Got my eye on you. That his watery look. Of what? Like you don't... You're like suspicious or something? After just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain in the notebook. No, is he a cigarette smoker? Then at the cafeteria, this Simeon accidentally spilled a glass of compote, or a dessert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruits and berries, on me. And then he flailed his arms around after exiting the toilet so some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. Just before the final period for today, Semyon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh no! Oh no! They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the girl I took from the class rep before. Right into her fucking breasts. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment. I'm sorry, are you alright? I... Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips. Will you look at him? Groping me in front of everybody? Oh no, it's one of these fucking Karens. I'll tell my mom. You'll expel you, perverts. Even though it was on accident. Look at that smile, look at her. Oh my god, go kill yourself. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes. As if she was a child who was about to put a lit up match to the calf for people. I don't know what that is. I didn't mean to, he pushed me. We all saw that. You know, no blind among us. Or maybe it's just a power trip, you know what I'm saying? She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simon's laughter cooled my head. I pushed you, you sure? Oh god, it's one of these guys. He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smile of sunflower seeds and rotten teeth, and then he pushed me to the ground. Oh, I pushed you. Oh, let me push you again. Saying that maybe I probably did. Like this, huh? What you doing about it? Oh, but then the other girl's just like, oh, I don't like bad people. The bully towered over me as if saying, come on, hit me. Let me see what you try. I don't think you should ever endure. Because any authority figure who gets the info wrong is just... they're just fucked. Do you know what I mean? Listen, you. My throat went dry. My lips were moving on their own. And my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Semyon wore a mocking smile. Go on, Four Eyes. Why did you stop? We're all waiting. If you ever touch me again... Semyon slowly snuck on a finger and poked my forehead. I did, so what? If you ever do it again... Here. Once more. And again. And again. And again. He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backwards. I must not cry, or I'll be done for. What will a wimp like you do to me? Just punch him. Like, honestly, just go on for the fucking punch, the right hook, the levy, you know what I mean? I accidentally skipped that one. Whatever. My sword tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Oh, wait, no, that was decent. That was decent for not looking. What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Semyon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. Was I the first person to rebel against his absurd rules? I need to run, but I was already surrounded by his croonies. Lilian Pavlonia. Heviot Petrov just hit him. Oh, what are you, fucking snitch or some shit? Yeah, go kill yourself, woman. I don't give a fuck if you get raped or some shit. See, that's gonna sound really bad, but honestly, for that sexual assault claim, it's justified. Semyon's cheek grew even redder and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his cronies. He got really close to me. The smell was rotten over me. You are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid up from a kettle and boiling fat. I was waiting to get a hit, counting the thumps of my heart and guessing where his fists will go. The solar plex, which I don't know what that is, the jaw, the nose, but he just turned around and walked off. I thought cold and sober and extremely rational popped up in my head. I'm going to get killed today. No, you're not. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Simeon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? No, people are not gonna forget shit like that. I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his crazy electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school laughing loudly, I pretended to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside nervously. Semyon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school's gate. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridors that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap in the American corridor on its head. The sound of running water were coming from the bathrooms. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone. A sudden thought came to my mind. Remember that the missing boy, the portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. He looks evil now. Well, he kinda does, yeah. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, and the fact that he's mostly likely already dead. Hello? I shuddered and turned around. Hi, who are you? At first, my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed the girl from the class was holding it. Oh, hi. She sat in the front row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty. A spring, sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughed at Semyon's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Heya. She spent all of the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook. Hello? I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern of the wooden floor. It was cold, the way you hit him. It was just an accident, almost. I started shoving books in my bag to at least put something in my hand. Semyon wasn't like that before. He also transferred here just recently. Grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad. Even the upperclassmen fear Simeon. Did you know? Hey, I was right. Power tripping happening in the school. But you're different. You're brave.
Mm-hmm.
I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me brave. I think you're brave for hitting him. A hero that was been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes. Do you live over the river? In that wooden house? Yeah. Must be scary living there. And you also have to cross the forest. I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold amongst the crooked trees. So I straightened up, lied. It's not that scary. What's so scary about it for you? He smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream. Well, actually, never mind. My name is Paulina, sorry. By the way. And I'm Anton. I already know that. I'm so confused. How does she know me? Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she could continue. What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant. Nothing much. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Oh. What the fuck? What? What is happening? Oh, hi. Elisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes in the split of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. What if that fox girl is waiting for me after the school? Or was it another of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly covered her with beads of sweat, like after a PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the fox girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace. Oh, hi. You're still here. I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free. My grandpa hired me a private tutor. Our music teacher is a violinist, and he doesn't have anyone to teach here, except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Elisa out of my head. I looked at Polina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensation. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. Felt like I was very small and the feelings were immense, and they couldn't fit inside me. They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village. Normally, Grandpa would escort me home from the school, but he's been sick lately. I snuck a glance at Volva's photo. His eye wells were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick, just like the portrait on the gravestone. I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just I think I'll be safer together with you. Will you go home with me, Anton? Oh, does she actually have a crush? I'm assuming so. There it was. Finally, everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamt of was seeping into... What the fuck? Mystery crime, a beautiful stranger and a heroic... A duel. I think that Simeon instantly sobered me up, returned me back to Earth, and I started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Polinia. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obviously for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking out wouldn't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Polinia will see all of that. And she'll laugh at me like everybody else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such a shameful taste. I doubt I'll be able to today. You know, Semyon is waiting for me outside. I need to deal with him one-on-one like a man. Nonsense! Sonia brushed off her hair, off her forehead. I sensed the weak aroma of blackberry. Polina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. Same for me, buddy. I want to drink this so badly. I remembered the summer evenings at the country house. The fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft covering of pine needles under my soul. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on the skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the crackle of the coals and our parents' laugh in the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile that world was? Do you really think that Savage will give you a fair fight? That's a fair point. He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch your breath. Polina suddenly flashed a devious ass smile. But if we got together, they will be put off. I'm not the only first violin of this village. I'm also a girl. I've heard from the delinquents I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around. Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. Delinquent, you know. I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller? More handsome? Doesn't matter, because he's still delinquent, I guess. Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Basically, Polina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamp, she looked much more alluring. Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple of years ago. I immediately remember my mingering attempts to make music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Poesia's song echoed my thoughts and my desire to change something. That gardener got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more. I don't, sadly. A pity. Oh well, I'm going. I'll be going. Bye! Her shout was captured by the loud echoes. Her shoes also echoed through the school halls. Bye. I wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the huge Semyon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend. The first one in this new place. Even though you have the other person. And besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer and I'll be her defender, her knight. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Polina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help her look for Volva, and this will be me a big reward. More money will also guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olia. I imagine my sister happy like those girls who get prizes from Subnovie in the finest hour. She'll be dancing with the famous singers, maybe a popular boy band, like whatever that is. Mom and Dad hugging in the Oskidio Palivon, or whatever. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Up there she is. So I get to either choose her or you. Wait, that is actually kind of a hard decision. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not a big fan of the Volva inclusion. And plus, I feel like this is one of those like Life is Strange cases where, like, if I choose one, I'm probably getting the other one in some fashion. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna choose Polinia, because he seems to be a lot more happy with that one. Snow danced in our air outside the window, flowing the rhythm of the music that was flowing from around the corner. I jumped off the window sill and started walking along the hall, curiously eating away at me. The half an hour I spent here waiting crawled at snail pace. I wanted to see Polia again. The music became louder. It streamed out of the half-open door at the far end of the corridor. My music taste was limited to... Also, by the way, I want to add this. If I... Like, it's not like life or death if I pick Elidia or whatever fucking faces. Like, if the problem is looking for Volva, you know what I mean? Then, like, realistically, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna be searching for this child anyways. It won't matter. The timeless classics and pop that I saw on TV, along with music videos that would sometimes be put on tapes and teasers before movie. But this violin melody captured me. It felt like a master woodcutter working with delicate wood, a fragile crystal toy, a gust of warm wind. I pressed my cheek against the doorway. Polia was hiding from me in the far end of the classroom, but a shadow that fell on the wall definitely belonged to a girl with a violin. The movement of her bow was so grateful that I felt like I was getting carried away on the waves of music. My heart broke the barrier of my rib cage and started helping me. Faster and faster jumped on snow piles, gliding between the pines toward the furious sun above the windfall. Oh, hi. Got tired of waiting? I was so deep in thought that I didn't hear the approaching footsteps. After bathing in music, Polia felt even more magical. Oh no, not really. I was just thinking about my comic. For some unknown reason I lied. You draw comics? Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to draw one. Oh. And what will it be about? But the most charming and kind girl that plays a violin, who somehow happens to be in this house of horror. About a fox. Oh, I mean, about a talking animal who helps children who got lost to return home from the woods. And then they dance in the night. Wow, sounds interesting. Did you come up with it yourself? I guess so, technically. I lowered my gaze. I got inspiration from looking out the window. Alright, achievement. You went on a date with Polina? What the fuck? Wait, what? What? Wait, what the fuck? I went on a date with her? We descended to the first floor. I opened the door in front of Polinia. Dad told me how essential it is to be a gentleman. So you're an artist, huh? I had a hunch you were different. Special. Are you joking? Me? I'm absurdly average. Semyon is the average one. An average idiot. Got him! And you carried something kind and fluffy inside. Something barked near my leg when we were crossing the schoolyard, interrupting Polya. Eek! Don't worry, it's just Zolkia. I stood on one knee and rubbed the barking dog behind the ear. It was frantically wagging its tail like it was some sort of propeller. I looked around the yard. I tried to find Alicia, but the fox girl was nowhere to be found, neither in the yard nor the road. Leave it be. It's a stray, you know. What if it has pests? No, this one has an owner, I think. Selenia looked at the playful dog with disgust. Covered her mouth with a hand. Why is it disgusting to you? Like, I will see like a stray cat, I'll just love it. Do you have a food for you? I was holding down right click. I think I have something left. We'll feed it and go, alright? She took out a sandwich out of her bag, threw it to Zolka. The little dog rushed to her banquet, plucked away the bread with her nose, and started eating the blogi. Oh, what a picky eater. Come on, eat everything. Linia tugged my sleeve, egging me on. Hey, what's wrong? She replied in laughter. My god, what an obnoxious laughter. The violin girl had finally dragged me out of the school gate, sniffling laughs into a fist. Oh, there's the dog. I turned around. Zolkia followed us with sad eyes as we were leaving. The dog looked especially lonely at the school as the pack dropped. Then Polinia just stopped laughing. She walked alongside me, a blank stare, completely silent. Don't spread pests. Her remarks turned out pretty harsh. Was it really the stray's fault she had to live in the streets? Fair point. They always attack people later. I don't know, not all the time. So, a pack of these also killed my grandpa last winter. That's horrible. Is he still not feeling well? He's paralyzed now. He will never be able to walk again. I remembered the scary pack of dogs that was chasing me just a while ago. I'm sorry. It's okay. Selenia showed me away and Chant smiles, her eyes half closed. What matters is that we understand each other's now. Forgot all about Zolkia after she said that. Some third graders were throwing snowballs at each other and singing, 1, 2, time to play with you. The owl. Olya. An imagine of my sister sitting near the window, bored looking at the twilight flashed before my eyes. I promised myself that I would go home as soon as I escort Polina. What's this song the kids were singing? It's the second time I heard it today. We were walking down the main street. Somewhere near a tractor was grumbling, clearing snowdrifts. Ravens flew across the ashen sky. A flock of blackbirds circled above us, like scary crosses that ran away from the graves. The snow owl, or the owl one, it's just a local nursery rhyme. Grandpa used to sing it to me when I was little. He's very knowledgeable about local history and folklore. What did that rhyme sound like? Listen. She started walking backwards, facing me and smiling. 1, 2, time to play with you, or whatever. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. 6 on the and the wolf's gray fur will stand. 7, 8, stomp your hooves and wait for the fox and for the bear. Bunny taste meals prepare. I thought that I had already met a fox this morning. Thankfully, I had met any wolves or bears. As I was looking at the girl by my side, I became strangely brave, so I said something unexpected. You have a beautiful voice. Lenia adjusted her hair, slightly embarrassed. Thanks. And is that the end of the rhyme? Did the bunny prepare those meals? Who knows? Nobody will ever able to tell you now. It's really old. I'd even say ancient. There's a legend related to it, though. Want me to tell you? Of course. All sorts of tribes have lived in Pangea back in the day. Grandpa told me they had this well, some sort of right when a boy was already to become a man. Now listen closely. I mean, I was also really close to that age myself. They would lead him back to the woods where he'd need to spend 3 days hunting. There's a legend about a young man who went into the Tangia and never returned. And then suddenly came back and when they already stopped looking for him. He was covered in scratches, dirt, cold. Imagine sleeping among the pines and bare lairs. His family rushed to help him, but he fell unconscious. They brought a shaman. He looked at the young man and his face became grim. He told them that he was in bad shape. The young man convulsed until the morning, repeating that rhyme over and over. Over and over. 1, 2, time to play with you, as if Tangia itself was whispering it to him. And then the sun came out, he died. But the shaman said that he was already dead. When he returned, he came out of the woods as a living corpse and whispered that rhyme with his dead lips. Frozen fear. Are you sure it's not some horror movie? Folklore can be way scarier than movies, believe me. Grandpa said that this tribe just uprooted in a hurry and left to the south. They must have been brave if they lived here. Claudia kicked one of the snow piles with her small boot. Brave, but stupid. They need a corpse to appear from the forest for them to understand? Understand what? That they need to get out of here. There's the big world. And then there's our village. The world? She spent her arms wide. The village. She showed a distance that was almost invisible with her 2 fingers. I often imagine big cities. I can look at the globe for hours. Or at Around the World magazine for the library. They have such pretty names, just listen. Reykjavik. Tel Aviv. Like, music to my ears. No, it's not. To me, I can't even pronounce it. She started circling, her eyes shut dreamily. The forest towed her before us, touching the low clouds. The road fell into the semi-dark between the trees. I could have conquered the stage, performing in front of thousands. But I have stage fright. Oh, you'll get famous another way, but by drawing. We both have a future, but what about, say, Semyon? He may just get fatter, and he'll be spelling Priziaki. Yeah, made from dogs. We burst out laughing, whatever, worrying from our minds with lighthearted fun. If somebody will even trust him in selling it them. Oh, you're right. He could probably eat a whole lot of them in one go. Like I thought, the forest is less scary than you're not alone. I looked around. The snow was sparkling, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun. My pulse fastened from the thought that we were alone. Yes, you were right. Yeah, this is taking a lot of twists and turns compared to the first episode. Only a rush through the fire break. Don't fall behind. I never fall behind. You know, the way you speak, just like a hero from adventure books. Was she complimenting or mocking me? I guess complimenting. I didn't want to look for the hidden meaning, not when we're on such a wonderful walk. I mean, I like books. Oh, a well-read man. Intriguing. A man, really? I got embarrassed and my cheeks turned beet red, but I still thank fate for being able to wander around the forest with Plenia like this. The girl suddenly stopped and stared into the dark thicket without making a sound, as if waiting for something. I felt uneasy all of a sudden, and then she asked me in a cold voice, "Have you been here?" "Where? Deep in the forest woods?" Polina burst out laughing again, shuddering my anxious thoughts. "No, silly. In the big world. In cities with musical names." Does Moscow sound musical to you? To me, it sounds like the croak of a frog. Polina frozen looked at me in disbelief. "You've been to Moscow?" "Yeah, when I was little." Polina's eyes started sparkling. "What's it like?" "Well, it's beautiful, noisy. Neon lights everywhere." "Neon lights?" Felt like she was savoring those words. "Have you been to the Red Square?" "Of course. It's so bumpy." "I've been to Zeb or VDNKH too. I love the metro the most. It smells like what?" She ran up to me, grabbed me by my sleeve, and stared in my eyes with clear interest. "Can't describe it." "And can you draw it? The smell? What? What, a smell?" "Great musicians can play smells." "You're lying." "I'll give you the cassette later." She started twirling in the falling snow again. "I'll definitely go to Moscow. But first to Vienna. It's my dream. The capital of music. Uh, Mozart, Beethoven, Strauss. Whatever. National Opera. I'll be performing and you'll drawing." Her emphasis spread to me. I wanted to do something, right this moment. "And where do you want to go?" I sighed and confessed. "To Disneyland." I remembered the finest hour shows again. Only I preferred Call of the Jungle, but I always spend my Mondays in front of the TV. Colorful tables with numbers of signs and a caring Mr. Supranev at the wheel. And the prize. Chocolate eggs, video equipment, and the most exciting one, a trip to Disneyland for the winner. My parents promised to take me there, to the land of the mouse, and I believed them at first. But maybe they also believed it back then. Now they just reply with silence every time I asked about it, and it saddened me to the end. I have just 3 words on my mind at those moments. "But you promised." Ponia had seemingly read my mind. "Getting there is easier than we think. Everybody has the power to mold their fate. She picked up 2 handfuls of snow. And then if she forgot about everything, showed me a sly smile. Wanna make a snowman? Sure. When I get back home, I'll make a snowman for Olia too. She'll be so happy. But for now, we were almost done with the first ball, rolling it shoulder to shoulder. Olia was laughing. Locked of her hair fell on her lively face. She was so cute when she blew them away. Haha, what the fuck? This just appeared in the background. Why is your ball so small, Anton? Because I'm overcompensating, okay? Listen here. It'll only work as a head. Make it bigger. Don't be lazy. I couldn't remember the last time I had so much fun. Polina swept her now crimson lips. Did you ever wish to go to another planet? Something flashed in her eyes when she said that. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was. To another universe. Polina sighed in what felt like relief. Then you should understand me. Our palms glided across the ball of snow, straightened up all bumps in it. An almost ideal white ball rose up in the middle of the clearing. Then another one popped up. We lifted it up from two sides and placed on the one that served as the foundation. Finally, Polina helped the third ball to get on the top of the other two. Getting the head to the right place is what I do best. Do you by any chance have a carrot? Alice. There was no fear, no worry at this clearing. I became more daring, ran towards the thicket and cracked a couple of branches. I pulled out the intertwining windfall, but Polina's voice suddenly awakened me from my delusion. Anton! Standing there. I turned around puzzled. Polina was looking at me. No, at something on my back. She stared at it. Her brows furrowed. Now a single trace was left of the cheerful atmosphere we had a moment ago. See, I couldn't tell that was gonna happen. Totally. Polina. She slowly raised her hand and pointed at the darkness, approaching the trees in the distance. Someone is standing there. Crooked silhouette, see? Rubbing the pines with the huge hands. Turned around, directed my eyes where she was pointing to. The air around the dry raspberry bushes was empty. There's nothing there. It hid behind the tree. The collar of my coat felt suffocating. I pulled it. It's in strike. Whatever. I felt a spasm in my stomach. I smiled weakly and asked, hopingly for a good answer. Is this a prank? Polina seemingly lost all her words. She just continued staring into endless forest. I'll just walk back, honestly. Bravely check, I thought so. I stepped forward, the glass black trunk. Polina's great gaze pushed me in the back. I was trying to muster all of my courage, but my inner voice was telling me to stop. Curl into a ball, play dead, even anything but go there, into the withering darkness. The twilight was sucking me in, limiting my vision. The clearing was a deep well. Its walls prohibited the sunlight from reaching its bottom. I heard the air ring. Or was it ringing in me? One step. 2 step. Boo! I bit my lip to stop myself from screaming if anything happened. There was nobody behind the pine. I sighed. I turned around back. Holy, there's nobody. Well, there's nobody here either. Bang. Oh, hey. Yo, Anton. From the darkness beyond the pines, just like cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Semyon with a bunch of his cronies. And who do we have here? My god, look at these ugly son of a bitches. Check out this four-eye freak. Well, look at this un-SpongeBob head ass, dude. Un-SpongeBob head ass. That's the best line I'll ever come up with. Polina let out a shriek when the bastards shoved her away from me. Oh god, they're menacing. They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. Well, these guys never had pussy, have they? Oh. Semyon's heavy leg blasted through the snowman's belly. The balls were rolled, crumbled, became a mushy mess, with just a single broken branch poking out. Only a grasp angrily, I also felt the touch of scandling hatred. The smell of sweet and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my tooth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery. Polina, don't be scared. I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough, and scary. Why would she be scared, haha? Worry about yourself. The fatso spit through the gaps in his teeth and pushed me so hard that it hit my back against the tree. Well? Kiss your pants, sucker. I heard Polina's angered voice from behind. Stay away from him! It would have been better if Polina wasn't around. I wish she wouldn't see me in such a shameful position. Look at this, guys. Girl is defending him. Well, I mean, you've never had pussy in your entire life, man. Come on. Yeah, what a wimp. Fucking wimp. You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. You're also one, by the way. Semyon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquents in track pants made a loud whistle and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected, seemingly like he wasn't the leader of his gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking at a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. They decided against hitting me. They probably wanted to humiliate me in front of the girl first. Damn it. Hey, Faggot Jr., which... I don't know how to feel about that one. And who's that? Another of your girlfriends. He has a fucking harem, huh? Only I noticed Zolka behind my leg, trembling from the cold snow plastered all over her. It probably ran all the way from the schoolyard, searching for our smell. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with its hand. Oh my. Come here, you fly-ridden bitch. The other let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked and she started carefully moving closer. Yeah, come here. I've got something for you. A kick, yep. Couldn't see that one coming. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when the animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the trail so hard it flew into the nearest snow pile. The whole gang burst out laughing and my heart got encrusted in ice. You know, it is kind of ironic. She was like, oh, they're just gonna attack people, and then people attack it, even though it's innocent. Even the birds that were perched up on the tree branches let out frightening claw. Then I noticed something strange. Selena could hardly keep herself from smiling. She really hates dogs so much that what this skinny guy did amuses her? Oh, and then after locking eyes with me, she's changed her jubilant smile to a thoughtful grin. Why isn't she running away? Thought this was horror. or something. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusionary twilight of the snow forest, or sleeping forest. Or were that just blushing movement, their icy branches in the wind? Romka, it wouldn't be able to shit after this. Let me kick the fucking thing one more time. No negative, 2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray had already nowhere to be seen. What, are you an idiot? Go and show the four-eyed this place. In a way he'll understand. Yeah, he fucking owes you. This wimp whacked ya in front of the whole class. Sure thing. Sorry. Semyon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face. In a moment, I'll hit your faggot face so hard. Also, by the way, I'm LGBT, so I can say that. It'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all of my inner strength and bravery go? Stop! A whimpery whisper left my lips and my head tilted forward, hitting Simeon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes. They're going to gang up on me and beat me up. Wait, did I get hit? Tell them to stop. Sorry, but the boys need to sort this out man to man. And you just stand aside and watch. Did I get hit? I have no idea. Fascia, give me a hand. Simeon gave me a rough push towards the bastard with the slinging eye. Slanting eyes? That's pretty racist. And he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. Painful groan escaped my throat. Did you hear him whimper? Is he actually a faggot or something? I started to lose breath in anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it. Like it was cut off and a ball nestled was nude in its place. Why so silent, Anton? Come on, tell us, are you a faggot? At this moment, I felt pure belligerent rage, the amalgamation of my anger. Like a sprouting ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons! Did you know Dad is also a fag? Simeon burst. Yeah, I don't know why you just started, like, power tripping. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like a mad dog. He knows Aikido, got it? And he's a vet. Killed the likes of you with his eyes closed. One word from me and he'll... Rama lifted up his arms, stopping me from a torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Semyon slowed back off, give me an opportunity to stand up. Pines were swaying back and forth like some guardians. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face twisted with rage? Bet you say. My dad's also fought in the war. Afghan. And yours? Mine too. Oh really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled, fear trumped at my raging throat and made it bleed. He's full of shit, Rakma. Sure as fuck, eh? Do you think I'm so easy to trick? You were going by it. I can see through all your lies, little bitch. There is a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me. Well, you've asked for this. School teacher saved you at school, but here... You're fucked. That's right. Pray that they find your dead body come spring, eh? If only you stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair. Hitting fatso is one thing, but fucking around with stuff in Afghan, where my father spent time under fire on international duty in fucking Dash Margot, give him a good pounding, Daima. Delinquents closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Simeon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Roma, please stop them. You've proved your point. Let us go. You can go any time. I will take out the trash in the meantime. What bugged me at the moment was even the humiliating attitude from Ramka, but rather how sweet Polina had addressed him. The delinquents were pushing the girl towards the pines. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, frightened at the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in those movies. What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life if I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness withering again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Rama's claw grab my bag. Give me your shit, Ash. It gets in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he finished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spinning it as if showing off and putting the blade to my neck. Hey, easy, buddy. I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam inside the word. Rumka pulled out with all his might, and my bag ended up in his hand. Only a shriek, Rumka winked at her and as if saying, "Don't worry, I got this." Calm and relaxed, and a vicious smile on his face. He looked into my bag. Are you hiding something from us? Some rat stole my school shoes. Let me see if it was you. And what's this? Rumpka gave me a dubious smile. Just a bunch of shit. So what do we have here? My text, my notebooks fell in snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like... the fuck? A mask. Rumpka lifted it high, as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops and twilight amongst the sky. An old bunny mask. Long worn out ears, barely visible nose, and whiskers managed fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simeon laughed. It's way past New Year's, moron. You really a loony. It's not mine. How come it's not? It was in your bag. Rumpka was watching this scene unfold with an evil smile on his face. Savages, is this the first time you've seen a mask? As shitty as this, yeah. You know what? Put it on. Why? Because I'm telling you to. You'll hop like a bunny for us. Yeah, come on. Or we'll leave you pantless, eh? Not when Tonia's here, I won't. Tomia put it on him. Basha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask and put it him with a bullish bow. Then he passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows were withering us, would take pity on us and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get any away, they'll catch me. And then, no, I won't run. I won't abandon Polina. Let me warn you, Simeon. If he won't hop, you'll take his place, got it? This piece of shit won't. Just look at him, he's a total loony. This loony had already smacked you in the face. Rumpka's right. Come on, Fatso, assert your fucking dominance. Or we'll make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. Interesting. He must indeed be scared of Rumpka. Simeon swore silence and glared first at me, then at Polina. Here. It'll fit better this way. And then put a spitball. He hurled a big ball of spit on it and put it close to mine. His spit looked like a squash spider. Rumpka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast or whatever. What? Nah. Polina covered her face with her hands in terror. Simeon was still close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth. Put it on fast, or you're dead. The mask already looked even more disgusting now, yet, despite everything, I felt like it was a chance of salvation. It could become a second skin. If only I could put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. It's sure the fur will glitter, the ears would... What? I just need to put it on, and Simeon and his friends will be gone forever. No, I'll tell them to fuck off. I don't give a fuck. For some reason, Rumpka's disapproval with Simeon made me feel brave. Something was wrong in their crew, some old disagreement. I should cut this old wound open. You know what, Simeon? My voice, smooth and determined, was a huge surprise. I stepped forward and calmly proclaimed, "Fuck off." It felt like the whole world was paused for a second, then paused right away. Simeon's pupils widened. The mask fell off of his meaty hands. He took a while to process my words, looking stunned as if he was trying to solve a difficult math problem. But the answer he got made him mad, judging by his bulging veins on his forehead. The others just observed the scene silently, waiting for the inevitable payback. I noticed Polina's face stretched in horror. You're dead! Simeon lunged at me like a hawk and clawed at my face with his twisted fingers with gnawed fingertips. I threw a kick towards the layer of fat under his coat. Hell yeah! Yes, get him. At the same moment, the world became fuzzy. The black trees and the faces of my classmates all blurred. My glasses. What can't I see anything, dumb sucker? He threw up his hand and he was holding my glasses towards the sky. I couldn't get to them. I mean, you could technically see him based on your prescription, so keep fighting. Give them back. Give it back now, right? Are you fucking retarded or something? Like, why would you say, oh, just give them back? I was interrupted by a lead fist with a sharp signal that hit me in the brow, puncturing my cracking sound, throwing frozen earth. Circle of blurry faces dying of disgusting laughs was mocking me, making me want to puke. And as soon as I had almost touched my breath, a blurry figure appeared towards me or whatever. But instead of a new hit, I was offered an overreached hand. I immediately grabbed it, hoping it was Polina's. But I soon realized I was wrong, and I felt the stinging of dry blisters on my hand. It was Rumpka. He helped me up. Can't see anything for real? His voice sounded compassionate, which surprised me. I squinted, trying to find Polina in the fog before my eyes. She was gathering my things and putting them back in my school bag. And what about your hearing, huh? He leaned in closer and asked with a voice that was less friendly. Can you hear me fine? Asked Ash. Yeah. I blinked in bewilderment. Well, listen closely. He brushed off my coat and then hit me in the jaw with all his might. My jaw clicked in my tongue was between my teeth at the moment. I would not only be blind, but would also talk worse than Bab. I staggered. The world around me spun like a peg top again. Romka held me by the elbow, preventing me from falling over. Anton! Vasha locked her in his arms, preventing her from running to my side. Consider this a warning. If you ever see you anywhere near Polinia, even a meter close, I won't let it slide. Got it? Yeah. And this is to make it sick. His fist landed on my temple. The world turned upside down. Felt like I was falling into the sky in color of decay meat. I grabbed the roots to stop myself from trembling more. My consciousness was drifting on top of the abyss, gliding to its depths like a deflated balloon. I tried to get up. The blurry silhouette that probably belonged to Plinia was fighting back, but two others held her back by a hand and dragged her away. We'll take you home. Don't be scared, eh? Yeah, who knows what kind of psychopaths roam this forest. And Toshia here could rest for a bit. Plinia? Umska's boot met my face. Bro, imagine he had prescription glasses, or he had, contacts. That's, the only reason he lost that fight, dude. My hand got twisted. The black of my head hit the ice. My eyes obscenely rolled it over. The darkness jumped over, took a stance, just to devour me. You overestimated yourself. But no, I actually think that you should just fight back for yourself no matter what. Cough. Oh, I turned around, dug my nose into the bedsheets, forced my eyes open with great difficulty. Paintings on the wall, books, a pile of comics. I felt up my chin, afraid that it will respond with sharp pain. My fingers slid across my face to my temple. No bumps, no pains. I sat up, blinking in surprise, fixing my glasses, studied my hands, clean without any mud under the nails. My school bag was reclined against the table. I heard bits and pieces of a conversation through the door. I was at home in my bedroom. Did I get here myself? And what about the glasses? Did Simeon return them? Plenia maybe? For an unknown friend? I decided to leave that question for later and looked out the window. The forest had many secrets, and it wasn't in any hurry to reveal them to me. The clock on the nightstand showed 10 a.m. The sun was already above the field, but it didn't bring any warmth. The thicket moaned for its cracking bones. Okay. I went into the hallway and the conversation cleared. Laughter. I haven't heard Mom laughing in a silent house on the creaking shadows. Such an unordinary but dearing laughter. I sneaked through the ladder to the lower floor as if afraid to spoil that moment. And then I asked him, "Do you have any comics? I want to buy some for my bunny." And he does. Your rabbit reads comics. Mom burst out laughing. Olia followed suit. Well, yeah, I tell him my bunny is well trained. This is weird. What the fuck? Gosh, you're the best. Did you doubt me? Not even for a second. Mom and Dad sitting in the tree. I'm so confused. When I entered the kitchen, Mom was kissing Dad on the forehead and he was gently stroking her shoulder. Leia sat between our parents, armed with a fork. Polka-dotted cooking pot and emulated pleasant aurora even under the lid. Here he is. Hey there, sleepyhead. Took after your father in that. The white canvas of the frosted windows behind Mom back made it look like she was on someone's painting. Come on, sit down, take a load off your feet. Breakfast is the most important thing for a healthy person. Sat down, a charming smile on my lips. Leia winked at me, and the lamps flickered in unison with her. You look so sleepy. Well, what can you do? He's our child. He's already too late to hand him over to an orphanage. Dad let out a dry laugh to show he was joking. Mom slapped him over the shoulder. I'm so hungry. Do you think you're the only person who dripped saliva over here? Big bro, will you eat like this? How? I caught the sparkling gaze of my parents on myself. If I had a camera at that moment, I would have taken a snap so I could always look at those smiles on a photograph. I wanted this beautiful moment to last forever. The light bulb went out and I then came back. The window glass shuddered slightly. Take the mask off, son. It'll get in the way of eating. Oh. What mask? Silly smile got stuck on my face. Dad showed me his sturdy white teeth and looked like piano keys. Come on, take it off, bunny. He slid my hands across my cheek, let out a laugh. What do you mean? The whole family was laughing now, pointing their fingers at me and slapping their knees at the tablecloth. Dad wiped his wet eyes with his knuckles. Oh, good job making us laugh, son. Now take off the mask, please. I touched my face again. My skin was numb. But I'm not wearing a mask. Mom fidgeted on her chair. She tilted her head and squinted. The canvas behind her back turned gray and kept getting darker in every passing moment. We can't start until you take it off. I can't wait anymore. Take off the mask, stop fooling around. His voice was kind but firm. Mom, Tosha is scaring me. Chair leg scratched again. The floorboards, Oya moved away from me. She wasn't smiling anymore. Actually, there was a single smile left in the room. If you don't count the cracking in the walls. What have you done? You'd made your sister cry. But Oya sobbed, her eyes downcast, sneaking tearful glances at me. Mom slammed her fist on the table and I almost fell to the floor along with the chair. What disgrace of a son! We were all having fun and then you come around and ruin everything. Squashing of saliva flew at me. I turned to Dag, begging him to explain what was going on. Sticky syrup trickled down his Dad's beard, falling on his shirt. His eyes were looking in different directions. There was a loud sound in the attic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Water pipes grumbled. Look at her. The house was alive. Every room had someone rustling around, moving around, breathing. The lights started flickering with a scope or whatever. The faces of my parents disappeared into the darkness, only to appear again moments later. Outside, a tall shadow walked past the window. I was about to jump up and run away, but my body wasn't listening to my commands. My hands just obediently stayed at the table. I was just an onlooker. What a nightmare. The lights went out. I spent 3 heartbeats to complete darkness. Oh, and then this. Then the bulb flashed with blinding lights. 3 masks were looking at me with their gaping eyes. A fox woman where my mother was just a moment ago. A wolf man at the head of the table. And a bunny girl, Myolia. I couldn't even ask why they wore these strange, scary animal masks. And why the fur on them was moving, as if there's something withering inside the mask, making the paper mache bulge. My tongue didn't listen to my commands, my brain sent to it. I could only shift my gaze between the masks, watching the long, twisted shadows behind the backs of my family. Bon appetit. She wore off the lid for the potluck. For the pot. Oh. Oh, it's a human head. Cut off head was laying up in a bloody gravy. A pair of glazed eyes was drilling me from inside the pot. Its mouth was open in a silent scream. The head at the bottom of the pot belonged to me. Blood ran down in agony, face to the cut off head. At the same time, something hot stared, screaming from the nostrils, scaring drops from the tablecloth. Eat up. I screamed. Oh, and then there's me, actually. I jumped up, my jaw was burning, as were my temples. The kitchen, the beasts and animals mask, the dead head. Everything had disappeared. Everything but the goddamn mask that was haunting me, that the delinquents put on me for laugh. I'd crush that mask if I was you, just crumble it. I tore off the bunny mask that had already stuck to my head, threw it into the darkness, and realized I woke up nearly the crumbled snowman in the forest, covered in snow and coniferous needles, without my glasses and with a smashed face. So I blacked out horrible. Pulsing pain seemed like a gift compared to the horrors I just witnessed. I stood up, spitting out blood. The forest seemed like a prison that was keeping me in with its wooden bars. I didn't know how long I was out. My limbs were numb from the cold. My pants were soaking wet. I stood alone in a ring of towering trunks, not being able to see anything. Everything around me moved, trembled. My ears were numb from all the rustling. The tree tops melted into the darkness of the cosmos. The brushes became empty cells whose occupants were suddenly set free. Felt like a clawed fang could fly out of the darkness into the stunned face at any moment. I heard a scream somewhere far away. Anton? Someone was looking for me, just like that boy who went missing. Tears stung my eyes. I fell from my lash. Anton! The scream was closer now, and for a moment I even believed that I was about to be saved. I'm here. Oh, hi. The light hit my face. I covered it with my hand. Flashlight's rays slid down. Anton, there you are. Are you out of your mind? What's this all about? My dad walked out from the shadows. I went toward him, hoping that he wouldn't melt, that he's not tricking, that my insane mind played a trick on me. He turned out to be real, warm and alive. Cat got your tongue? I've met a girl from your class on the road. She said, branches crackled in the distance. I pressed myself into my father's chest, engulfed by fear, and he started looking around, alerted, and spooked in a tone of voice that was much more nervous. Okay, let's get out of here. Your mother learns of this. She'll be so mad at us that we'll never forget this day. I reached out for my father, still feeling the chilling embrace of fear. I grabbed his firm hand, felt his quick pulse with my fingertips, then stood up and wobbled along the side behind my father, following his bare, discernible footprint. Back to civilization, back to life, back to the road where my father parked his car. Not a word about this when we get home, got it? Don't even hint at where I found you. Alright, Dad. He was holding my hand as if it was the most precious thing in the world and kept telling me how afraid he is of losing me and Rolia. I nodded and moved my legs. Only when we got into the car, Dad noticed my scratches. Somebody hurt you? I felt my cheek. I got into a fight. Over what? A girl? Dad replied, well, not really. It's not a girl, but whatever. With a thoughtful nod. I heard the low hum of an engine. My dad wore a fearful expression. It wasn't that sticky fear paralyzing me in the nightmare, though. His fear was noble, his crystal clear diamond. He opened the glove box and got some napkins out of there. Fighting for the girl you like is right. Yeah, normally you'd try to resolve things with words. It's just sometimes words don't work. I agree. Dad flashed an encouraging smile at me. Right as he's about to close the glove box, I noticed a handle peeking out from under the rug. He was carrying a gun around. My dad was a true intellectual, had a pistol with him like an action hero, or like an ordinary thug. Some voice whimpered. Pines were flying by in the window. The car lights were struggling against the darkness. The car carried me back home. Dad was cautiously studying me in the back mirror. I was thinking about the gun, about my dreams, about people and animals masks that pretended to be my parents. Oh, there's the car. And the white snowflakes just kept dancing in the starry sky. What? Look what the cat dragged in. Mama's going down the stairs, piercing Dad with her trademark glare. Her face showed something between wrath and condescension. Suddenly her gaze shifted to me and stared for a dangerous long time. Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them? This dummy probably just forgot them at school. A venomous pause followed. He's your son, alright? Dad glared at Mom and mischievously winked at me, reminding me of our deal. Well, we have spare glasses, so we'll manage somehow. My parents stood in silence a bit longer, and then both of them went to mind their own business. Olia threw himself into my arms before I could even take off my glasses. I saw a fox. Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. Oop, the cup shattered into many pieces with a loud thing. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the floor. This pause, just a split second, just felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this? But it's true. She was so fluffy. She stood on her back legs nearly the head, just like a person. The The fox called my name, but then, Mom came and she fled. There was no fox. Stop making things up. Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made of cloth. What's wrong, Tosha? Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated. Well, I fox will bite you. I remember fairy tales where foxes to kidnap kids. I imagine Alicia, liberated carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hand. It wasn't a real fox. Tell him, Olia. She stood on two legs and she wore a dress. And she was real. See? Mom showed us a tired smile as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap, right before it dissolves completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered, if you see her again, run. Memories about my family and disguising masked attack bombarded me like the underhanded blow of my classmates. The furry faces of my family stood before my eyes, their toothy mouths full of thick saliva. What's happening to me? What kind of tricks is my mind playing on me? This bunny mask was real. It just appeared in my school bag out of nowhere, as if never threw it away in the forest. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad, please. I barely managed to force myself to do homework, but those math problems just refused to solve themselves. Numbers in my notebook trembled around the world dancing, sometimes running over the lines. My head became heavy from that pandemonium and I almost dropped it into the chain of numbers. My eyelids felt like there were tiny weights tied to them, the type used in grocery stores. And right at that moment, I surrounded and closed my notebook. The memories of my day started flashing before my eyes. I was in the middle of stuffy school corridors. I could see the literature classroom from here, the face of dead classical writers on their portraits, the prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher. And around that corner was her daughter, Katya. Wait, that's the daughter? When was that ever shown? A snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me. Hey, transfer student, transfer student. What do you want, Katya? She got on her tippy toes and started swaying while hiding her hands behind her back, and asked me with a fake smile on her face, can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth about this to Polia, but Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopias. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Volva's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart. Because of my parents. Dad has a new job here, and my mom is my mom. But Kaya didn't even listen to me, just rushed towards the perked up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling. Yeah, right. He's taking us all for fools. I've heard it's all because of his father. He's crossed the road of some big shot and now their family is hiding in our remote village. Not true, you're lying. And did you hear how he beat him up? Which that's actually true. And all I could do was look all pathetic and take it. Actually, I didn't take it. That's a lie. Stop it. You know he wasn't alone. And if that wasn't enough, there are rumors that this weirdo carried a bunny mask with him wherever he goes. Who is their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls? I see. Or Anton must be truly special. Maybe he's an artist or whatever. But what if he's a serial killer? I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough, or something even worse. Yes, yes, yes. Shut. Look at him scream as if something bit him. Yeah, you are biting me, technically. His pupils, look at how wide they are. Oh, we won't go insane and resort to violence again. I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right? Yeah, this is a dream. I already knew that, but that definitely speaks it. I just stood there in confusion, trying to vain to understand how she found out about my medicine, and what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in it. Yeah, that's right. She's as insane as his little sister. Yeah, this is a dream. Can you imagine what she says a human-sized owl visitor? Yeah. Yes, but not a single healthy person has seen it, as this simpleton believes her. Can you imagine that? And then I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd. How can it be, Anton? Are you unwell? Polia, please listen to me. Yeah, right. Don't listen to this liar. He's probably never even been to Moscow. This loser can't even stand up for himself. And he won't be able to defend you if it comes down to it. He'll run away to protect his own skin. Weakling. Polnia slouched as if someone kicked her in the stomach and then burst out tearing and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. No! No! Why, Anton? Why? I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polia's side before getting shoved violently by Katya. Get your paws off her, you monster. I never even touched her, what? Rage was building up under the vein of my fear. It slowly rose for the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip lift, creep up, showing my teeth. The fact that your father beats your mother doesn't give you the right... Ooh, Jesus. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like this. I came to my senses and I realized I already lunged at the angry Kia. Aha, you went nuts. Help, yeah, completely insane. Yada yada yada. At the same moment, the crowd already heard her became louder. It started whistling and roaring and growing. What the fuck? The silhouettes of my schoolmates became large wider and they shot upwards towards the ceiling, turning into a giant black forest, choke full of tooth faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the mighty of unclear ridden trunks that belonged to either tree nor human. It was impossible to tell. So you finally show your animal nature, coward. Even though I was about to hit the fuck out of you. Heia's face was twisted with jubilance and ecstasy. Anton, why? No. Did you do this to me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears. He is just an animal. An outsider. Oh. Scary flapping of winds came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them. Anton, Anton, please. Wake up! I jumped up almost falling out of my bed. Apparently I was thrashing around for hours on the sweet, soaking sheet. Only a scream pulled me out, set me free from the fear. Please, wake up, wake up. It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olia's voice was distant. My head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase. The owl, please, I'm scared. Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scared Olia wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a second, Olia. Want to read more Zikla from you? Give me. I placed the bare heel on the cold floor. Felt around for my glasses, remembering Semia, his underhand act inside. Anton, please, please look. She couldn't tear her eyes off the window as if it was the staring contest. On the light switch with my hand and lamp poured bright light all over me. Got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer only to push it farther the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I looked hesitant, step forward. Olia, what's there? What's happened? Do you want me to open the curtain? No, please don't. The owl was there. The voice is coming from behind. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. I turned around and froze from terror. Tearful-eyed Olia stood in the doorway. Who? Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulders. Her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer. I was talking to you, to someone who's pretending to be you. The ledge outside my windows creaked ominously, as if someone huge was sitting on top of it. Oh god. And the thing that was pretending to be Olia's changed shape, grew to scary heights under the light of the carnivorous moon. Anton, please, come closer. Come here. The voice didn't belong to my sisters anymore. The thing that was hiding under my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pitched myself as hard as I could, hoping the silhouette near the window was just a conscious of my nightmare, a hallucination brought up by the cursed house. And those don't bite. The silhouette towered before me under the vein of mist. I heard Olia's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window. Knock, knock. It came to get us. Another knock. I stepped back in the middle of my room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lit the whole room and went out. Like a sudden candle in the strong wind, the filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. Ooh, finally some horror. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all the angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were hewn from the crypt. Olia started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. And then an eye, burnt with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. No, it wasn't trying to break the window. It was toying with us. It just kept knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, a pendulum swinged above the place. Go away, get away, shoo! She was screaming in desperation. Her hand clutched my arm like a pair of pincers. Anton! Anton! I thought that was Olia. Come closer. I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot. Tell her, Anton. Tell it that I don't want to be a bad girl anymore. Never ever. I just want it to leave, please. The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped forward, the current entranced by the call of the figured guest. Olia was standing there behind me, murmuring, I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good. The bleak window was creeping closer, curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment, I heard noise coming from our parent bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtains to the side in one swing. And nothing. Thought there was something shining on the ledge among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The one that Semyon took from me. How did they get there? Was that the gift from the girling night? Did they all bring them here? No, I think that it's Alicia or whatever her name is. I looked at the front yard and the four-body clearing at the toothy forest. Not a soul, not a trace of our light, I guess. Only the old lamppost streaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulate case and the strip of blue paper. Opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with its a little needle. The painting on the walls moved from the draft. I had my glasses. Sure, they would melt in my hands, but they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Semyon and his gang just pulled a prank on me. That was it. That's it. Move white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to my house to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints, but there were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness full of restless wither. Why aren't you in bed? I swayed from surprise and almost fell out of the window. Are you out of your mind? Did it feel hot in here? Do you want to catch a cold? Val was here. Tosha chased it away. Go to your room immediately and go get in your bed. And you! Mom paused directly, her searing eyes at me. She was thinking a punishment equivalent to a crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Olia by the shoulder and left, throwing gloomy words my way. We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits. Pressed the latch and with all my strength, my fingers would muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a death mask. Just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. And it wasn't vulva. This face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Semyon. Also, he's 13. Goddamn. Burbian's photo was printed out and placed under the glass like a exhibit piece. Is this a hallucination or real? I'm guessing a hallucination. Okay. Holy shit. Yo, I'm actually making the choice. I'm just gonna make the choice not to edit the video. Why? Holy fucking shit. The amount of reading I had to do in 2 hours and 40 minutes is fucking nuts. There is no gameplay whatsoever. Holy shit. Thought this would be a quick episode. Holy fuck. But you see why I don't want to record Tiny Bunny content? I don't like this. But hey, if this video gets enough views, I'll still continue. I probably will keep doing this, but my god. Yeah. That's where I'm gonna end the video, guys, though. And I hope you have a good day.